All right. Let's go. Picking it up here with two plant-based brothers. Here I am, William the teacher, and here he is,
Daniel Nowotnick, Beard on the Trail.
Beard on the Trail. That's right. So, um, how you doing right now? You doing well?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Last week, I actually got on the trail for the first time in a while,
All
in
right.
Miami, so it feels
Well,
good. How you doing?
congratulations. For those who can't see my background, I don't know if you're just listening to this. Um, we're in the fall. I absolutely adore the fall. There's a lot that goes on in the fall. We just had, Halloween you know, and someone's birthday. I don't know if it was mentioned. And
It was not.
coming up soon, before you know it, in a couple of weeks, we have the giving of thanks.
That's right.
So, um, Daniel can attest as well as I that our Thanksgivings have changed quite a bit over the years. And, we stopped actually doing Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving. Gosh, when was that? When you got
Probably
married or something?
married, yeah, so maybe 2008-ish.
Man. Yeah, but we started having our Thanksgiving like on the Sunday before, the Sunday after, because of people's schedules and people get married and they have other families and things like that. And so we got to balance that out. But, it's been an interesting thing since my younger brother and I stopped eating meat. And
Correct.
so the fare, what's normally served at a Thanksgiving meal is, Daniel?
Turkey. And can I ask you, when
Yes, sir.
you ate turkey, did you like
Mhm.
it?
No.
Yeah, I never liked turkey. I just ate it, and it was always the smallest portion on my
Yeah.
Thanksgiving plate. And it
Yeah.
was usually doused with a lot of gravy.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is, and this is no disrespect to anyone who's ever in our family who's ever been kind enough and patient enough to bake a turkey
Yeah,
for us.
good
We
call.
truly appreciated it, but overall, they're usually dry. And if I got the dark meat, I was fine. I was a dark meat guy, right? Whether it's chicken or any bird, the dark meat's the way to go. And definitely, covered in gravy, which
Right.
has more animals in it. And what else? What else do we normally have there?
Stuffing, which is usually made with
Stuffing,
sausage or
sausage.
something.
Yeah, with dressing, stuffing. There's this
Dressing.
big debate on what we can call it because I think in the old days we actually stuffed the bird, and
Right.
then someone came out and said, "Don't do that," and then so everyone stopped stuffing the bird,
Yeah.
right? And then it came on the side, and then it was considered dressing, and so
Hmm.
whatever. But generally sausage in there, mashed potatoes with lots of butter,
Butter.
and then we're getting into the cranberry sauce, which could or may or may not be good. Were you a cranberry sauce guy ever?
I like cranberry sauce, but does that ever call for maybe does it call for butter? Like does it ever call for anything not
No,
plant-based
no,
in
no. I don't think the cranberry sauce
Oh,
was
okay.
meat.
Okay.
I'm just saying what
I
was on the
was,
table.
yeah. No, cranberry sauce I never liked as a kid because I think we got it out of the can or something.
We got it out of the can. It wasn't sauce. It was like a
It, it was
Jello.
gel. Yeah, exactly. It looked like disgusting. So until I actually had regular cranberry sauce, that's when
Yeah,
I really started liking it.
yeah. I don't know if it was Aunt Rose who started up in her Thanksgiving game,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
started
for
doing like
sure.
the fresh cranberries and stuff, and then we got some crazy
Yes.
stuff going. I mean, I think there was one time a pesto infused turkey that was pretty good, if I
Hmm.
recall, and I think Uncle Mike maybe even deep fried one year. I'm not sure,
Might
or he
have. I know you've
smoked it.
smoked them before.
Smoked it. And then there was the one year mom and dad's house where the oven broke. And it may have been
Yes.
Christmas or Thanksgiving, I'm not sure, but we took that bird outside to the grill and we put it in dad's grill and let it
Oh my
just
gosh.
go for hours and
I forgot
hours
about that one.
and put barbecue sauce on it. That might have been the best bird we had. But
Could have been.
yeah, it just never, it really wasn't, I wasn't a big fan. I mean, the only turkey I really liked was the processed lunch meat, you know,
Yeah.
that. But that's it. But since then, um, I have to say, and it's not just because mom told me to say this and she's watching, but she's really been, she's gone out of her way to try to provide us with something to eat, doing two different stuffings.
Hmm.
right? For that,
Absolutely. Yeah.
using dairy-free butter for mashed potatoes, doing different roasted vegetables,
Hmm.
and then I know that you've brought a few different dishes to
Hmm.
Thanksgiving. Not me, but so what are some of the things that you've actually brought to Thanksgiving?
Well, I know I've done like a vegan stuffing.
Mhm.
I've done that in the past. Maybe the last couple of years just because we've been more busy or busier during the holidays. Trader Joe's has a nice it's almost like Thanksgiving in a pastry dough log. I don't know how to describe it other than that. And it's really delicious, and it's like vegetables inside of it, and you throw it in the oven. It's frozen, I think. You throw it in the oven, and it tastes like Thanksgiving in like a almost like a pot pie sort of
But
like
it's a log,
thing.
right?
But it's a log, exactly. So it's like pastry wrapped.
Yeah,
But
no, no,
it, the,
not Trader Joe's, but the supermarket, I shouldn't supermarket, the grocer down the street from me.
uh,
Which, if you want, go back a couple episodes to listen to me about grocery stores. They have this item that's very exactly what you're describing. It's like
mhm.
Thanksgiving in a log, and they never sell it. And so that it's always like 22.99 or something like that. No way.
Yeah.
And then after the holidays, it's
Oh,
still
buy four
there,
of them then. Yeah.
4.99. You know,
Ooh, yeah. One, yeah,
talk about a
French
deep
fries for four.
discount. Yeah. And
That's the
so,
way to go. I'm gonna go there after Thanksgiving this year.
yeah, but they might not give up on the price after Thanksgiving. They might hold those for Christmas too, because
Uh,
it works too. People do that for Christmas too. So,
yeah, and I've done that for
anyway,
that. So I've done that over the last few years.
yeah,
I know I've helped out making whether it be mashed potatoes or vegetables from time to time. But mom has since kind of taken that on of still kind of doing it and helping out. And honestly, that's I'm kind of easy in that. Like any kind of like roasted vegetables, throw
hmm,
it on a plate. If I do have mashed potatoes, great. If I don't, that's okay. Some sort of stuffing, and then I douse everything with cranberry sauce, and I have the log sometimes.
yeah,
I'm good. I'm happy as a clam with that.
yeah. And then it's just like roasted vegetables are so good in the fall and winter. I talked about that a
Yeah.
couple episodes ago. And you just throw on some carrots, some broccoli, some cauliflower, and some potatoes, and let them roast. It's
Yeah.
just with the right seasoning, it can be amazing, and almost everything you need. But I do like stuffing. I do like that we have a vegan option for that. But we tend to help out, and we have helped out in the kitchen quite a bit,
Hmm.
making different things. And this is a bone I have to pick. And I told Mom I was going to call her out on this. Is
I think I know what it is. Can I
Go ahead,
guess
guess.
that you have to carve the turkey?
Who carves the bird?
You.
Now, yes. Now let's get into this. For anyone out there listening who's not from America, I believe this is an American tradition. It could be global. I'm not sure. But the what we saw, the patriarch, if you will,
Uh-huh.
it's their job to carve that bird. And our grandfather used to do it. And he had this wonderful electric knife. He was so proud of. He had his apron, and that's it. It was his job,
Yeah.
right? And then he got a little bit older, and then we started having Thanksgiving at our house, and then it became Dad's job, right? It got passed
Yep.
down to Dad, and then Dad did it, and then he wasn't able to do it anymore, so it got passed down to me. And I'm thinking to myself,
Why
I'm not the
you?
oldest.
Yeah.
Why me? You know? And it was an honor. Don't get me wrong. It was an honor. I do my duty. But for, 5 years now, I'm still carving this bird and not picking off pieces to taste it to see if it's okay. Just getting the murder all over my hands. I get this guy's blood all over my hands. And,
Yeah. No
you know,
thanks.
sorry, Mom, I'll still do it because I'm a good son. But just
I would refuse personally. It
good,
reminds me of
good
a
for you.
time where we had to volunteer at the snack bar for Dylan's for my daughter's t-ball team or something, and they put me on the hamburger station, which I thought was pretty fun. I'll put the vegan on the grill. Pretty
Yeah.
hilarious.
And so,
Uh,
but you did it though.
I did it. Yeah, I'm just flipping burgers.
Yeah, you weren't.
I wasn't exactly. My hands weren't into it. I in high school I worked for Juanita's Chicken, and it's a rotisserie chicken place. And I had to handle raw chickens, and it was absolutely disgusting. So I feel like I'm good on that, especially once I went vegan. I'm like, no, really don't. I've never liked
Yeah,
it when I ate it, and I
yeah,
still don't like it when I don't eat it. Just something about, yeah, meat. No thanks.
Is Juanita still around? Are they still there?
I think so. I think it might not, that location might not be there, but I
No.
think the one, because they also went by Juan Pollo there, but
Oh,
there
okay.
was like, there's like a franchisee sort of thing. Anyways, that's a whole separate conversation.
Yeah, well, very quickly, if there's, if anyone wants, I think it's amazing potato salad. There's dairy in it, so be careful.
Yeah.
But great potato salad, and you never stole the recipe in all the years you worked there, which is amazing.
I didn't, yeah. But getting back to like Thanksgiving, because there's also something that's served we didn't talk about
Oh
is
yeah.
tradition in our family is the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh
Like just and it's usually a very typical spread of things that mom likes to put out, which is like hummus with some sort of pita or chips, guac, and some chips and salsa, which just does not sound like Thanksgiving at all. Maybe it goes great with football. I'm thinking about
yeah.
this right now, which we don't typically. No, well, I guess we do watch it. It's on and the
It's
TV.
on. It's
Yeah,
on, right? It's on throughout the day. We graze throughout the day
yeah.
on, and throw a couple pieces of broccoli or carrots or tomatoes or bell peppers or something like that on our plate. But yeah, I'm down for the hummus and the pita and the chips and the salsa and the guac and all that good stuff. And
Yeah,
you know, that's
I
that's
feel up
really
on that.
great. And
Yeah,
then
I
we
feel
didn't
up
even
on.
get to dessert, which is usually a
Oh yeah,
pecan pie or pumpkin pie. And I guess I don't mind because I don't look at that, what's in it, but
right.
I imagine there are some animal products in those things.
Yeah, they're gonna be usually butter.
Use butter in the crust, almost every
Yeah.
crust, right?
Yeah, I would say and probably the fillings too in some cases. They may mom sometimes may get a vegan one. I don't know if she does, but and I'll usually say don't worry about dessert for me.
Yeah,
And maybe she has some, non-dairy ice cream or something
that's
and
what
that.
she'll definitely what I was going to get to on the side. So you can make it a la mode. She would
Yeah.
have some coconut milk ice cream or something like that.
Mhm.
But it's definitely it's fun to gather and it's fun to eat together and it's fun to me that not everyone has to do the same thing, right? And it's
Mhm.
okay. And I think that there could be families out there, there could be people actually listening who've been ostracized or kicked out of Thanksgiving because they
Totally.
they they don't they won't. And that's the thing that I feel bad for people who don't have support on that end. And it's like not I'm not
Mhm.
trying to convert anybody, but if there's one conversion I could make is that our oldest brother would help out a little bit in the kitchen or maybe even dishes or something. And he won't come on the show, so I'm going to keep calling him out until he does.
I don't think he's watching either.
He's hanging on every word. So, older brother, you're still invited, so everyone can find out who we're talking about. We'd love to
Yeah.
have you on, guest, host. Thank you, and you can defend yourself and say,
Yeah.
"Listen,
Listen, pal.
my
Um,
job is to eat and watch football."
He does it very well. And I'll say this totally separate. Well, my transition is the in-laws because I did want to mention that too. Because
Yes,
going
please.
because William said that we have Thanksgiving on a separate day, and the reason for that is we always agreed like for my wife's family we would do Thanksgiving with her family, and then we'd always do Christmas Eve and Christmas morning with my family. Therefore, Christmas night at my in-laws' house. So that was just like how we broke it up. Some people do the every other year thing. We just did like this is standard how we do it, and everybody's been very cordial and flexible about that, at least on our side and their side. So for their Thanksgiving, my mother-in-law was always worried, especially when I first went plant-based, like, what are you gonna eat, Daniel? Like, what do you like? What how like what am I gonna make you? Like, how can I do this? Just like throwing like not knowing necessarily what to do, and like I would bring my own like the log thing. I would bring my own sides. I would even sometimes make other meals. Like we talked about Rainbow Plant Life,
Mm-hmm.
the YouTube channel. I think she made a whole either episode or a whole blog post just on Thanksgiving alternative vegan
Oh
meals,
wow.
which is really great, including like traditional stuff and then other things that can be made like fall recipes. She's really good into the seasonal, and so check it out, Rainbow Plant
Yeah, if
Life.
I knew how, I'd put a link in the show notes. But come on, we're
Figure
amateurs
that
here,
out.
guys.
We're growing. And so I would bring a lot of my dishes but now over the years they've kind of added other kind of non-traditional Thanksgiving like side dishes, like more Guyanese, so they're Guyanese family from Guyana, and more Guyanese dishes like beans and rice is usually on
Mm.
the table for Thanksgiving, lots of vegetables, and then the aunts typically don't like cook it in butter, knowing that I'm coming, and so they'll avoid that, like if it's a vegetable or something like that. So there's so much that I can pile on my plate. The one thing that I kind of miss on their side, and we don't really traditionally do it on our side, but sometimes my wife will make it, is mac and cheese. Like
Oh.
that's like the one that I kind of miss. But what I've done is I've made my own vegan version of it, and
Hmm.
it tastes so good. I know it's not the same, like it's certainly not the cheesy like the same, but I think it tastes delicious, and that's all that matters to me. I'm not necessarily
Yeah.
making it identical, making it similar and taste good. It's really good. And that Nisha does have a really good mac and cheese, vegan mac and cheese recipe, which is Rainbow Plant Life. So I'll make my stuff, and then there's a lot of side veg that I pile up on. Yes, William.
I didn't know if I could put the hand up in the buttons here. Um, is that like a cashew cream, I imagine,
Yeah, I would make it.
with
I believe
nutritional
I made it out of
yeast and
cashews. Yeah, nutritional
yeah,
yeast base. Yeah,
definitely do
pretty easy to
that.
do.
I learned that from Rainbow Plant Life was the
Mhm.
cashew cheese, and I think she did another one that's kind of like a cream kind of cheese with tofu. There are a lot of
Mhm.
different things that I learned, and once again, shout out to her again. But I'll spice up that the cashew cheese for some nachos or something like
Yeah,
that.
it could be easily made in nacho cheese, and it's so
Yeah.
good. Like thinking about like all those childhood days, like working at the snack bar and
Hmm.
getting like unlimited nachos. I don't know if I got unlimited nachos. Maybe that's my own memory.
Yeah.
I think mom paid for it. Anyways, I had memories of those nacho, like nasty canned nacho cheese.
Horrible.
But as a
Horrible.
kid, it was so
So good.
good.
So good. And yeah, I mean, once again, I hate to keep alluding to future episodes, but definitely got to talk about ballpark food and these kinds of things. But I have to admit, Daniel, that once a year I will cheat on mac and cheese. I will definitely eat it. His name's Chris Wiley, Chris in English on Instagram. Check him out. And he has this old family recipe. I think if he can correct me if I'm wrong, and he's not watching, but um, delicious. Just
Yeah.
a delicious mac and cheese he brings for the Thanksgiving potluck, and I'll probably partake if there's any around, if there's any
Yeah.
left after that. But yeah,
And
really
that's
good.
my wife's dish is like she makes her grandmother's mac and
Yeah.
cheese, and that is what she always brings to Thanksgiving. So it's funny and like also tradition like from her recipe. So it was delicious when I used to eat it. It still is delicious for others, but try my
Mhm.
best to resist.
Yeah, and stay strong.
I am. It's actually easy to
But
do.
if you wake up one day and you say, "Darn, I
I
really
might.
want some real cheese," you're gonna have it.
I don't know. The dairy weird is for whatever reason I stay off the dairy.
So
Meats
if you wake
maybe,
up and want a steak, you're gonna have it. But if it's cheese, you're gonna say, "No, thank you."
maybe not. How is that cow milked is what I want to know.
Okay, so let's get into that. I mean, we don't want to do a whole. We're coming up on time here. I don't want to do a whole episode on animal rights, but yeah, I do like when we pass. We don't do this anymore because we don't go up to the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
At least I
Yeah.
don't as much as we used to. But coming up in about a week is actually, it could be tomorrow. This is a celebration for Uncle Kevin and Aunt Rose's happy birthday, but whatever. Pass a lot of dairy farms or cow farms, and I'll just yell, roll down the window, get that smell in, and just say, let's go, brother, fight, run, just run,
To the
unite.
cow.
Yeah, to the cows. Many. If they all got together and just took off, I mean, could they stop them all? You
No,
know,
they can't. Yeah, of course not.
emancipation, let's go.
All
The same
right.
thing I'd say to
Free,
this guy,
free
you
the
know?
turkeys, free the cows.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, I think one of the things that I said even as a mediator is what if I had to kill my own food, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
And that is kind of true and kind of not. I think you worked in a kitchen. I spent many years as a cook, and just one story I tell people repeatedly that was hard was the summer in Long Island where we get these very fresh lobsters and things like that, and they were live, and it's not. You could have a steamed lobster, you could throw it in the pan, and that's what a lot of people think about. But we had stuffed lobsters, so I
Yeah.
had to hold this sucker down, hold the claws down, take a knife, put it right in his face, cut
Oof.
down here, open him up, rip his guts out, throw it in the
Yeah.
trash, put in some of the seafood stuffing, then season, a
Yeah.
little bit of oil, and then put them in the oven. And even after I've ripped them open and torn them out, the tail is still going like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun, you
No,
know?
no.
it wasn't fun. I couldn't imagine walking up to this guy and just cutting his head off. I mean, that's just
Which
crazy.
happened on Survivor a few episodes ago, right? Like they got chickens as a reward, and the tribe was debating whether or not they kill it and who's going to kill it, and then like half the tribe they want to eat it, but they don't want to kill it. Right? They don't want to be the ones to have to kill it. And then two people stepped up and said, "Oh, well, we'll take care of business." But even after they did it, they're very much, I think one guy like lives very comfortable life, right? He's not a farmer by trade, very
Yeah.
comfortable life and had that feeling of like, "Oh crap, like I did it because I eat chicken all the time." And I feel like if I can eat chicken, I have to be able to kill
I
it
think
too.
so.
But
I
immediately after he did it, it was certainly a feeling of like, holy crap, like what did I just do, sort of thing.
yeah.
And so
Anyway,
I don't think
that's
I could ever do it personally.
yeah, and I think that everyone once again, everyone lives their own lives, but for me, when you make that decision, when you go, you know what, if I don't want to do it myself, then I probably shouldn't do it. I shouldn't eat
Right,
it. But
right.
that's funny you mentioned Survivor, and we got to end here in 1 minute, but uh very quickly,
Uh-huh.
I've never actually seen the show, but I live in a household full of Survivor crazies. And you know that because my daughters and you and our mom and your wife and my wife and her sister and everybody gets involved in the Survivor pool, you know?
It's fun.
And wasn't there controversy like 10 years ago where some vegan or someone was on the
It
show and
wasn't it
they
wasn't
let
that
the
long
chicken
ago.
free?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, that did happen. I don't know if they were vegan. That was a
Oh,
while ago. That was 10
that
years ago.
could
But
have
I
been
was thinking
20.
about most recently there was a vegan that went on the show and they were to the point of like very hungry and they
Mm.
made the decision of whether or not they would eat crab or some or fish that was
Oh,
like
wow.
caught. And so they ended up actually eating meat at that point, I think whatever fish or crab because they were just so malnourished, I guess you could say. It just didn't
Yeah.
have any calories. And so they did make that choice. So when I go on the show, and Jeff Probst, if you're watching, my casting video is out there. I haven't gotten a call yet. Is
I'll put a link in the show notes.
What a link say is I'm pretty sure I'm going to go out with the intention of like absolutely not coconuts. If we get rice, cool, I'll eat rice. But coconuts, I can survive. I am not. I'll find some root vegetables or something. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not eating fish.
Okay, so with that, we're going to leave you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are vegetarian, vegan, and you have these family celebrations, how have they changed over the years? Feel free to please put a comment, like, subscribe, talk about it with your friends, whatever you want to do. And one more thing is, do not forget. Daniel will be on Survivor one day, and go ahead and vote him fan favorites. You know,
Yes,
Survivor
please.
2029. Get ready.
All right. Peace.
Peace.